Hello everyone, Daryl here. How's everybody doing this evening? It's January 27th, 2018, and I'm here at my home in Michigan, and I'm just thinking back on 32 years ago today. My dad and I would have been in Florida, in Fort Lauderdale. We had flown down on a Friday night on vacation, and let's see, we left Detroit on a Friday evening on a L-1011 American Transair flight from Detroit to Fort Lauderdale. It was the first time I'd ever been on an airplane, and I was pretty excited, and we had a great flight down to Florida, and we were spending a few days in Fort Lauderdale, and the weather was kind of cold. As a matter of fact, they were expecting record cold temperatures on the night of the 27th, the morning of the 28th. Actually, down into a little bit north of us, it was supposed to get down into the 20s. Because my dad had said, well, we've been here 3 days, what do you want to do? And I'm like, I don't know. It's kind of cold to be here by the beach. I'm getting tired of just laying on the beach all day. And he said, well, you want to go to Disney World? I'm like, I don't know, not really. And I was like, what? I don't know, how was I? Was I 25 years old? Yeah, I think I was like 25 years old. And I don't want to go to Disney World, I don't think. And I said, well, there's a space shuttle launch tomorrow morning up at Cape Kennedy. We'd have to get up really pretty early to get there and get a spot. We've never been there before, and it's supposed to be really cold out, and we didn't want to do that either. And my dad said, well, maybe we should go south. We looked at the weather, and the weather said it's only supposed to get down into the 50s or 60s down in Key West with a high in the mid to upper 70s, and we're like, sure, let's go to Key West. The weather's going to be way better. So we got up the following morning, the 28th, and we headed down to Key West on the Florida Highway, and it was beautiful. The drive from Miami down to the Keys is just spectacular. If you've never done it, I highly recommend it. And on the way down, we heard the bad news about the Space Shuttle Challenger. And it was so sad. I mean, I remember it now. It was one of those life events. Everybody remembers where they were when they heard the news. I mean, for my generation, it was like the Kennedy assassination thing. It was a big deal. And for the younger kids, it'd be like, the people who remember living through the World Trade Center bombing, the big news event, of this generation. So it was a big deal. And the astronauts were, quite a big deal at the time, because one of them was the first civilian in space, Krista McAuliffe, a school teacher who had been chosen to participate and go into space as the first non-astronaut, non-military person to go in to the space program. And it was really exciting because I was in college at Oakland University then, and I was in the education program studying to get my teaching degree, and that was just the big talk of all the professors and all of my fellow students about how cool it was to have a teacher going into space. And, everybody talked about how great it was, and we watched her on TV, and we watched, really, for a couple of years before that, the selection process. It was highly publicized when they went through the process of weeding through thousands and thousands of applicants on who was going to get picked to be the first one. And, just to see it end so badly was really just a real heartbreaking thing for everybody. There were a lot of other people. I say 7 people total died in the crew. One of them was the first Asian American and first person of Japanese descent to go into space. Another one was the first Jewish female to go into space. And, to think you were that close to something so historic and you didn't go, I'm like, looking back on it, for a long time I was sad I didn't go. I couldn't say I was there. But, now looking back on it, I'm glad I wasn't there. It wasn't something I needed to see. It wasn't something that I needed to witness in person or to have those kind of memories to relive. I'm really glad we didn't go. And it's still kind of a sad day, though, when I think about it. And it kind of put a damper on, all kinds of things in our society, in our country. It set the space program back for years, and all because of people's stubborn attitudes. They wouldn't cancel the mission for safety reasons. They didn't put safety first. They knew the O-rings on the booster rocket seal were questionable. They were warned that it was not a good idea to launch, and they wouldn't listen. It was just a very sad situation. There's a couple of really, really good videos online, recreates the events leading up to the explosion disaster that I'd recommend you watch. And like I say, lots of videos online if you want to see more about it. The recreations, news footage, everything like that. But I just wanted to share my experience of being close to that disaster and remember it on this day so many years later. If you have a story about it or some other famous event that you were close to, leave it in the comments below and share it with everyone else here who watches. Thanks for watching. Hope you have a great day.